All right, greetings friends. Dennis LaRue here, your executive and life coach with LDR Leaders Develop Relationships. And it's Sunday night. It's my favorite night because it's Steel Toes. It's the hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. And this is episode number 90. We're doing this every week. Nelly, good to see you and congratulations, my friend. You know what I'm talking about. Wade, I know you're out there too. I appreciate you, my brother. And tonight for Steel Toes, for those of you that don't know what Steel Toes means, here's what Steel Toes means. Simple. In my Air Force career, I had to wear steel toe boots in certain areas. Why? To protect our toes. But in the public speaking world, I've heard this in pulpits. I see Ken Hicks, pastor. I've heard pastors say this from the pulpit. What I'm about to say is going to step on your toes. What does that mean? It means it's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to poke you, prod you, put you in a position to challenge your thinking, challenge your beliefs. And when you're in that position being challenged, you're going to grow. So, get your steel toes on in that perspective. Also, steel toes is this. It's about kicking down the doors and barriers that you face every single day. Let's face it, life is about taking territory. It's about impact, growth, growing into your best version of yourself. And in order to do that, you've got to overcome obstacles and you got to kick down doors and you got to take territory. Steel toes required to kick down those doors and overcome those barriers and obstacles. So that in a nutshell is how the hashtag Steel Toes Required came to be. And now the quote of the week. You know, I love quotes. Quotes, you see them all the time. We post them in memes now on social media. They're blogs. There are quotes everywhere. And we use those to motivate, to inspire. And I've taken those quotes that have impacted me the most over time, sometimes years ago from when I was a kid to as recently as this week, and share lessons that I've learned from them to share with you, to encourage and inspire you to reach your best version of yourself, to achieve the goals and dreams that you have, to lift your organizations to the next level, because when you pour into you, it automatically pours into others. And so that is, in a nutshell, hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. Now, this week's quote comes from the man you see behind me there off to my, that's my left, my left here. It's Coach Lou Holtz, actually my right, my military right. Coach Lou Holtz is our quote for tonight. Here it is. He said this. He says, everyone asks 3 questions mentally. They ask 3 questions mentally, and here they are. Number 1, can I trust you? Number 2, are you committed to excellence? Number 3, do you care about me? That's Coach Lou Holtz. And you know what? As I really spent some time thinking about those questions, he's right. We do mentally ask those questions. Now think about it. You get a knock on your door. You go to the door, it's a salesman. That's right. Pick your brand. Right now in my neighborhood, Google Fiber's running through my neighborhood and looking for sales. They're knocking on the doors. By the way, I have it. And they're trying to sell you. Maybe it's the solar guys. There's all kinds of people knocking on your doors to sell you something. Do these questions come to your mind when you're in that conversation? Can I trust you? Are they committed to excellence? Do they care about me? Or do they just care about the sale? We ask these questions subconsciously, mentally, all the time. We do it. Coach here was coaching Notre Dame at the time. These were questions that he asked of his players and of his players to ask of him. It's questions that we should be asking. Can I trust you? Think about it, leaders. You're running an organization. The people working in your organization, they're asking this question. Can I trust you? Leaders, they are also asking this question. Do you care about me? Are you more concerned about the bottom line? Or is that all you're concerned about? Being in the red or being in the black? Or are you concerned about those people helping you achieve that? They're wondering if you're committed to excellence. It's a core value on your wall. I was in the Air Force. Excellence in all we do. It's core value throughout the Air Force. It's a great core value. But is it true of you? Excellence in all you do. Are you committed to that excellence? The people in your organization are asking it of you, and they're watching. They may not ask you personally that question, but they're asking it in their mind, and they're watching you. How are you doing? Don, Jared, what's going on? Hey, Don Briggs, good to see you. So, the other question is, are you asking that question of the people in your organization? Let's look at it. HR. You've scheduled that interview this week for those applicants, and you've got the people on the board ready to go. Are you asking these questions? When you're reading those resumes, and you know, when you're reading a resume, everybody walks on water. You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask these 3 questions in that process. Is that person in front of you you've read the resume, now you're having the interview, can you trust them? Are they committed to excellence? Do you care about our organization? Are you here for a paycheck, or are you here to accomplish a mission? Is this a transition, or is this a career? Are you committed, or are you just temporary? These are questions that you're asking. We ask these questions. And even with people, can I trust you? If we ask these questions, if we sit down and answer these questions and have dialogue with people on these questions, what would happen? This is how you build culture in your organization. This is how you build culture in all of your organizations. Pick your 7 spheres of influence. Answering these questions. If people know that they can trust you, and you know you can trust them, if you're committed to excellence and they're committed to excellence, and if you care about them and they care about you, tell me where the problems are going to be in your organization. I can't think of any. Because to accomplish your dream, to accomplish your mission, to accomplish your vision requires people. You need people. And you need people you can trust. You need people that are focused and committed. And you need people that care about what they do and why they do it and how they do it. But they also need leadership that also cares about them, is committed to them, and also is trustworthy. It goes together. It goes together. So, action step for you is, can you answer these questions? They're simple. They're yes or no questions. They're simple yes or no questions, but I challenge you this week to sit down with a few people, key people in your organization. If you're a leader in the organization, if you're the CEO or executive director or whatever that key title, or pastor, get the leadership team around you and ask these questions and have honest and open dialogue on these questions. Leader, you may hear some things that you don't want to hear, but there are things that you need to hear in order to grow your organization to the next level and to get to that next level. Things may look good right now on paper, but when you invest in relationships, there's exponential growth hidden in relationships. If you want to grow your bottom line, you got to grow the people who are helping you bring in the bottom line. You got to grow yourself, and you got to grow them and invest in them. Do you care about them enough to have that conversation? Do you care enough about you to have that conversation? If you are, then you're committed to excellence, because excellent leaders invest in themselves every day. They invest in their personal growth. They invest in their organizations, and they invest in their people. So are you investing in your people? Are you trustworthy? Do the people around you trust you? Are they following you because they have to? Or are they following you because they want to and because they trust you? Those are big differences. And folks in the organization, let me ask you this. Those of you that are in an organization, do you care about your leaders? or are you just there for a paycheck? Do you care about what you do? Are you committed to excellence? And do you care about your leaders? Are you caring about the people around you in your organization? Rob, good to see you, my friend. Those of us in the military, we get this. We call it, in the Air Force, we call it the wingman or the buddy system. Whatever it is, battle buddies. We are constantly engaged in conversation with our folks, whether they're subordinates or not, in our organization to see how they're doing, how we can serve them, how we can take care of them, and also just get a gauge and a pulse of where they're at. Because ultimately we know the weakest link in your organization is the weakest link of the organization. And when people don't care how much you know, John Maxwell says, until they know how much you care. So, do you care? Do you care? Carolyn, good to see you. Do you care? If you care, they'll know it and they'll trust you. Caring about your people leads to you being trustworthy. Being trustworthy is caring for your people and doing excellent work. It's valuing people, setting the course for the organization and the mission and the vision, and investing in yourself, growing yourself, because when you grow you grow them. But also invest in them too, so that they can grow. Your most valued resource is your people. Your most valued resource personally is you. Invest in you grow them, and invest in them. So if you're not doing that, your action step today is do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And for you, if you're not growing yourself, the question I need to ask you is, what is stopping you from growing you? What's stopping you from, listening to that podcast? What's stopping you from reading that book? What's stopping you from asking that question and answering it? If you want to grow yourself, start asking yourself the tough questions and then taking the time to answer them. Because that's where you're going to build trust. That's where you're going to grow. And taking time to get out from behind your desk, behind your teleconferencing and other things, and getting out to the people, connecting with them, and asking them, how are they doing? Invest some time in your people by spending time with your people. Get to know them. Because that's where they're going to know that's where they're going to answer the question, yes, my leadership cares about me. And when they know that you care, I guarantee you this. I can guarantee this because I've seen it. I've seen it in my own life when my leaders cared for me. Personal experience. You're going to be more productive. And you're going to go the extra mile because you know they care. I've seen it all the time. Don, you get this. I know you do. I know you do. And so there it is. We're going to bring it back up. Here it is. The quote one more time is from Coach Lou Holtz. Love Coach Lou. I absolutely love Coach Lou. And he says everyone asks these three questions mentally, and here they are again. The three questions are, can I trust you? Are you committed to excellence? And do you care about me? Don, you're absolutely right. And so there it is. That is Life 101, Culture 101, Leadership 101, Relationships 101 in three questions right there from Coach Lou. So as we bring this all to a close, I love closing each week's #SteelToesRequired quote of the week with a blessing that I got from my very favorite all-time, most inspirational movie, and I only watch it once a year. It's a Wonderful Life. And I've modified it a little bit for myself. Here you go. I pray the blessing of bread that you know no hunger, and I pray the blessing of salt, that your life would be filled with flavor, but also that your life would be flavorful to others. I pray the blessing of wine, that joy and prosperity would be yours, and that the love of God would be your portion this day and forevermore. Friends, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, to be encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for those of you that have commented and liked and shared and sent this out to your people and your groups. I so appreciate you. If this added value to you, just take a moment and share this out with people. If this word would inspire, if there's somebody that you know that could really use some help in their organization in building their leadership and growing their leadership muscles, maybe an emerging leader, please share this with them. I appreciate you so much. Blessings to you. And join me now this week. I'll be on with my LaRue on the Street. You'll also see me next Sunday, this same time, this same place, with the hashtag steeltoesrequired quote of the week. Blessings to you, my friends. Take care and bye for now.